The next topic what I am going to discuss for you people, the most valuable concept. So especially for interview room, even for SCJP exam, the most valuable concept is string concept, right? Okay, java.lang.string. Keep submitting. Java.lang.string. Better to go for new page. Don't try to save the pages. Start new page. Otherwise, compile time error saying incompatible types. Found old page, required new page. Okay. So compile time error may be a chance. Keep submitting. Java.lang.string. Java.lang.string. Okay. Now make sure the best book for SCJP. Several times I told best book for SCJP, Kati Sira. Have you remembered? Kati Sira is the best book for SCJP, right? She is not he. Kati Sira is the lady. She is not an ordinary person. You know, she is a person who worked for Sun Microsystems more than 16 years. More than is nothing much. She is the member. I mean, she is the active employee in Sun Microsystems, right? So, who prepared our SCJP questions? We are going for SCJP or OCJP exam. Who prepared the questions? In that panel, she is a member, main person, right? Okay, this say. So, next, do you know the most powerful, the most commonly used Java discussion forum, Java Ranch, java.lang.package is nothing but big saloon for Java, like we have java.lang.package. Who is the founder of Java Ranch is Kati Sira only. Next, she is very popular with one book, you know, head first servlets and JS based. Do you know, every reader is going to get the feeling that is it subject or is it novel? Is nothing but like just like a novel, the subject is going to be there. Is nothing but like Kati Sira head first servlets and JS based. Best book for servlets and JS based. Advanced Java best book. Kati Sira head first servlets and JS based. Right, that much popular. So I opened Kati Sira book one time for string concept, right? There she used one word. In the string class introduction, she used one word saying, so if you are not familiar with the string concept, don't go for SCJP exam, because by default you will be failed student in the exam. Like she used the word. Then really by seeing that statement, I got shocked. Out of SCJP syllabus, string concept is a small chota concept. If for string I am not familiar, then why I am not allowed to go for SCJP exam, or why I will fail in SCJP exam? Maybe she is not having clear idea about SCJP like I thought. Because at beginning days I don't know about all these history about Kati Sira, right? Then I thought she may not aware SCJP standards, all these things I thought. Then I went for my SCJP exam. Even I wrote SCJP. Okay, I went for my SCJP exam. After coming back, I opened that book, I underlined that point. Because the reason is, in my SCJP exam, out of 60 questions, 24 to 25 questions came only from the string concept, either directly or indirectly. Are you getting that? That much valuable worthy concept. Why that lady used the word is nothing but then I came to know after clearing my SCJP exam, 24 to 25 questions only from the string concept, either directly or indirectly. That much valuable, that much worthy concept is a string concept, right? Okay, it's not my statement, Kati Sira statement. If you open Kati Sira book, at the beginning lines of string concept, this line by default there. Is it clear for all of you, right? Now, forget about Kati Sira statement. Now I want to propose, I want to provide one conclusion for you people. If you are not familiar with the string concept, don't go for interview room. Because I'm sure, don't go for interview room first. Forget about SCJP exam. If you are not familiar with the string concept, don't go for interview room. Because in every interview, the very common question is, what is the difference between string and string buffer? Or can you explain immutability with an example? Immutability, what is the difference between string and string buffer? If you are taking 1 second time to respond, what is the difference between string and string buffer? If you are taking 1 second time to respond to this, that's all. That thing is enough to send you out. You are unfit for Java interview room. Like, because that much standard question is nothing but what the string concept. Right? What is the difference between string and string buffer? Immutability, mutability. Next, explain how to create our own immutable class. Like, there are several things are there you people should require to aware. Is it clear for all of you? That okay, this is one. Next, if you are not familiar with the string concept, okay, up to these two conclusions, don't go for SCJP exam, don't go for Durga. Third one, if you are not familiar with the string concept, I'm sure you can't write code confidently. Okay, simple one. What is the reason, sir? Coding string is nothing but what is the link, like you may ask? In Java, in any program, small program, big program, any program, the most commonly used object is a string only. Regarding in any Java program, the most commonly used object is nothing but string. If you are not aware complete behavior of string, then automatically your life will become horrible. Are you getting that? So you can't, your fingers can't move on the keyboard. Is nothing but should be static. Okay. So this is maybe a chance of coding struggles you may face. Okay. Compulsory you people should have clear picture about the string concept, because it is the most commonly used object in Java is the string object only. Are you getting that? Okay. This is, sir, without using string, is it possible to write main method? Main method? No, because argument to the main method is string only. Have you observed why the some people kept argument to the main method as string type only? Argument to the main method as a string type only. Why the people kept? Simple reason for that is nothing but, you know, string is the most commonly used in the programming requirement. 90% of the times we have to run with the string only. That's why some people gave the priority for the string instead of int array, instead of double array. So they took a string as a priority because it's the most commonly requirement, right? Are you getting? So string concept very important for SCJP exam, very important for interview, very important for day-to-day coding. That's why each and every point you people should have clear clarity. Is it clear for all of you, right? Let me start the cinema. Okay, every point in the string is nothing but just like a punch. Okay, make sure in the boxing punch is nothing but how much powerful. So the same each point in the string is that much powerful. That's why make sure each and every point clearly you have to listen. But luckily there are some concepts we covered already related to string in object class. What the difference between string and string buffer somewhere like, but I will summarize once again all those things. Okay, this is. So take special care about this concept. Can I continue, right? Can I go for the first conclusion? Very important here, just observe. So case 1 or otherwise example 1, case 1. Okay, yes. Can you tell what is the difference between string and string buffer? What is the difference between string and string buffer? You can't take 1 nanosecond time, at least 1 nanosecond time to respond. Immediately you have to respond. String objects are immutable. String buffer objects are mutable. So if a student is in deep sleeping, then just disturb that person. Arey, wake up. Can you tell what the difference between string and string buffer? Immediately you have to tell string objects are immutable, string buffer objects are mutable. That much important is nothing but this one. Sir, can you explain immutability, mutability with an example? Suppose if I can ask this question for 100 members, can you please explain? Can you tell what is the difference between string and string buffer? Out of 100 members are going to tell string objects are immutable, string buffer objects are mutable. Arey, can you explain immutability, mutability with an example? 30% of the wickets will be down. Okay, this say make sure immutable what it means. Mutable what it means you should aware. Okay, this is now observe. Sir, I am taking explain immutability, mutability with an example. Here see this one. Sir, I am taking string S is equal to new string of S is equal to new string of Durga. String S is equal to new string of Durga. S dot concat of software. S dot concat of software. System dot out dot println of S. SOP of S is nothing but like we have string S is equal to new string of Durga. S dot concat of software. SOP of S. Like this I am taking. Why don't you take the same cinema with the string buffer also? String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. SB dot append of SB dot append of software. append of software. Now system.out.println of SB, like this I am taking. Are you getting? So this, can you tell what the answer in the first case? What the answer in the second case? First one? First one? Durga or Durga software? How many people are feeling the answer is Durga software? First one. Durga software. Second one? Durga or Durga software? Durga software or Durga? Durga software. First one? Durga or Durga software? Think a bit logically. In both cases, if I am going to get Durga software, why I am taking this one as a separate example? Okay, there should be some difference, right? What is that? Here see. Sir, string objects are mutable or immutable? Immutable. String objects are immutable. What is the meaning of immutable? Non-changeable. Sir, you can't change. Mutable means changeable. Immutable means non-changeable, right? Once we create a string object, we can't perform any change in the existing object. Once we create a string object, we can't perform any change in the existing object. If we are trying to perform any change, with those changes, a new object will be created. In the existing object, we can't perform any change. This non-changeable behavior is nothing but immutability concept. Are you getting? Let me repeat once again. String S is equal to string of Durga. Sir, I created one object named with Durga. String object with Durga content, right? Yes, sir, dot concat of software. Sir, once we create a string object, we can't perform any changes in the existing object. If we are trying to perform any changes, with those changes, a new object will be created. Okay, this is a new object. Sir, S dot concat of software. What is the S? S is what? Durga. Durga dot concat of software means Durga software. In the existing object, you can't. With those changes, a new object will be created. What is the content of this new object? Durga software. Okay, right. Sir, here this result. Am I assigning to any reference variable? No, that's why this object doesn't have any reference variable. This object by default eligible for garbage collection, right? Are you getting? This object by default eligible for garbage collection. SOP of yes. Can you tell what the answer now? Yes is still pointing to Durga only. Are you getting? So once we create a string object, we can't perform any changes in the existing object. If we are trying to perform any changes, with those changes, a new object will be created. This non-changeable behavior is nothing but immutability concept. Are you getting? Non-changeable means immutable. String objects are what? Immutable, right? That's why Durga is the answer. But what about string buffer story? Here see. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. Sir, SB point into what? Durga. SB point into Durga. SB dot append of software. SB dot append of software. Once we create a string buffer object, okay, we can perform any type of changes in the existing object only. Any type of change in the existing object. Already Durga SB dot append of software is nothing but Durga software by default will be there. Are you getting? SOP of SB is nothing but like what the answer by default we are going to get? Durga software by default. Any explanation is required about this terminology now? Okay. Once we create a string buffer object, we can perform any type of changes in the existing object. This changeable behavior is nothing but mutability. This non-changeable behavior is nothing but immutability concept. Is it clear? Can you explain what is the difference between string and string buffer? Or can you explain immutability, mutability with an example? Then this example you have to explain. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, add. Case 1. Okay. Take this code and this code. Take both. Only codes, don't take the diagrams. Only. Side by side better to take, because I want to add some theory here. Take side by side. String S is equal to new string of Durga. String S is equal to new string of Durga. S dot concat of software. String S is equal to new string of Durga. S dot concat of software. SOP of S. Durga is the answer. SOP of yes itself is a Durga. Completed, right? Next, string buffer. SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. Next, SB dot append of software. SB dot append of software. SOP of SB. SOP of SB. Like SOP of SB. What the answer we are going to get? You know, Durga software like. So don't take the diagrams, only code and output. Durga software like. Only code and output, that's all. Don't take the diagrams. Now here the theory here. Here the theory. First off, here the theory. Once we create a string object. Once we create a string object. We can't perform any changes in the existing object. We can't perform any changes in the existing object. Any changes in the existing object. Any changes in the existing object. Any changes in the object. If we are trying to perform any change, with those changes, a new object will be created. With those changes, a new object will be created. This non-changeable behavior is nothing but immutability. This non-changeable behavior is nothing but immutability of string. Okay, take this example. Take this one. Yes, pointing to Durga. And if you are trying to add something, then a new object got created. But this new object doesn't have any reference variable. That's why it is by default eligible for what? Garbage collection, right? By default eligible for garbage collection. Completed, right? Okay, now, okay? Next, other side. Here you can add. At the point. Here. Once we create string buffer object, we can perform any type of changes. We can perform any change in the existing object. This changeable behavior is nothing but what? Mutability of string buffer object. This changeable behavior is nothing but mutability of string buffer object. Okay, take this diagram. SB at the beginning Durga, but after performing append, now the content will become what? Durga software. Durga software like. Completed, I hope. And so we create a string buffer object. Okay, this will make sure we can perform any type of changes in the existing object. This changeable behavior is nothing but mutability of the string buffer. Are you getting? So if any person can ask, what is the difference between string and string buffer? I hope you people can able to answer very easily. Okay, first one. Second thing, can you explain immutability, mutability with an example? Then I hope you should be in a position to explain. Any explanation is required up to this line? Okay, that's all. Next, case 2. Case 2. Okay. This case anyway we covered already in the last classes, but let me repeat once again. Case 2. Case 2. Yes, I say this one. String S1 is equal to new string of Durga. String S1 is equal to new string of Durga. String S2 is equal to new string of Durga. String S2 is equal to new string of Durga. Now system.out.println S1 double equal to S2. System.out.println S1 dot equals of S2. S1 dot equals of S2. Okay. Same thing we will repeat here also. String buffer SB1 is equal to new string buffer of Durga. String buffer SB2 is equal to new string buffer of Durga. New string buffer of Durga. Okay. Now system.out.println SB1 double equal to SB2. System.out.println SB1 dot equals of SB2 like SB1 dot equals of SB2 like this. So you know the answer. Anyway, here S1 pointing to what? Durga. S2 pointing to Durga. Sir, two separate objects are there because new operator, new means new object compulsory. Okay. Here also two separate objects are there. SB1 pointing to Durga. SB2 pointing to Durga, right? Are getting two separate objects are there. Now my important conclusion or my important question is, observe. Sir, here in the first case, what output we are going to get? What the output? False, false, followed by what? True. False followed by true. But in the second case, what the answer we will get? False, false, false. Then immediately ask, sir, why? What the reason for that? We covered already in the last session, maybe while covering object class, but let me repeat once again. In string class, dot equals method is overridden for content comparison. That's why even though objects are different, if content is the same, dot equals method returns true. Look at this. But what about double equal operator? You know, double equal operator always meant for reference comparison only. If both references point into the same object, then only true. If both references point into two different objects, then it's nothing but false. Clear, right? But what about this string buffer? So in string buffer, dot equals method is not overridden for content comparison. If it is not overridden, which equals method got executed? Object class. Object class equals method meant for reference comparison only, but not for content comparison. That's why if the objects are different, even though content is the same, objects are different, dot equals method returns false. Clear for all of you? So in string class, dot equals method meant for content comparison. In string buffer, dot equals method meant for reference comparison. So sometimes maybe a chance to ask, array, what the difference between string and string buffer? Everyone can tell immutability, mutability. Array, other than immutability, mutability, any other difference either between string and string buffer? Yes, highlight this one. In string, dot equals method meant for refer content comparison, but in string buffer, dot equals method meant for reference comparison, right? Is it clear for all of you, right? Okay? Yeah, take this one. Better to take side by side. Case 2. Take side by side. String S1 is equal to new string of Durga. String S2 is equal to new string of Durga. SOP of S1 double equal to S2. S1 dot equals of S2. So better to take output and take the diagrams also. Take side by side, so that I will add some theory. It will become easy to locate. Completed, right? S1 point into Durga, S2 point into Durga, like. Completed, right? SB1 Durga, SB2 is nothing but Durga, like. Now the terminology is clear. Better to take output and the diagrams also, and then I will add some theory. Clear, right? Now add your theory. Add the theory. In string class, dot equals method is overridden. In string class, dot equals method is overridden. In string class, dot equals method is overridden. In string class, dot equals method is overridden for content comparison. In string class, dot equals method is overridden for content comparison. Content comparison. Hence for content comparison. Hence, even though objects are different, if content is the same, content is the same, dot equals method returns true. Content is same, dot equals method returns true. Dot equals method returns true. Dot equals method returns true. That's all. Completed, right? Look at this. Next, other side. In string buffer class, dot equals method is not overridden. Dot equals method is not overridden for content comparison. Dot equals method is not overridden for content comparison. Dot equals method is not overridden for content comparison. Hence, if objects are different, one minute, can I repeat once again the point? In string buffer, dot equals method is not overridden for content comparison. And then what? Hence, object class dot equals method. Object class dot equals method got executed. Hence, object class dot equals method got executed, which is meant for what? Which is meant for reference comparison. Within bracket address comparison. Due to this, if objects are different, If objects are different, dot equals method returns a false. Dot equals method returns false. Dot equals method returns false. Dot equals method returns false. Even though content is the same. Even though content is the same. Content is the same. That's all. Are you able to understand that? Okay, this is. So what is the difference between string and a string buffer? With respect to dot equals method, make sure compulsory you people should have clear clarity. Any explanation is required? In string class, dot equals method meant for in string class, dot equals method meant for content comparison. In string buffer, dot equals method meant for reference comparison. Other than immutability, any difference between string and string buffer, can you please let me know? Is nothing but then happily you can highlight this difference, right? Okay, case 2 is clear. Now case 3, a bit dangerous case. Case 3. Here just observe, string s is equal to, sir, legend this one, very important point for you people. Sir, I am taking string s is equal to new string of Durga. String s is equal to new string of Durga, and string s is equal to Durga. String s is equal to new string of Durga. String s is equal to Durga. Can you tell what is the difference between these two lines? Are you getting? String s is equal to new string of Durga. String s, new string of Durga. String s is equal to Durga. What is the difference between these two lines? Yes? Huh? So do you know, while learning Java first time, whenever I came across these lines, what my personal feeling at the beginning days, it is the shortcut representation of this one. Look at this here, it is a shortcut. But later I came to know, it is not shortcut, there is a big difference is there in the functionality. Yes, what is the difference? Here, how many objects will be created? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Oh, 2. 2 objects will be created here. But in this case, how many objects will be created? Only 1 object. Or some people may feel, sir, in both cases only 1 object. But here the object will be created in the heap area, but the object will be created in SCP area. SCP, string constant poll. Okay, in SCP area like. So, how many objects will be created here? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 2 objects. But in this case, how many objects will be created? Listen carefully the difference. String s is equal to new string of Durga. In this case, 2 objects will be created. Okay, two objects will be created. One is in the heap area. The other one is SCP, string constant poll. So first, string s is equal to new string of Durga. Sir, 1 object got created in the heap area, and 1 object will be placed in SCP for the future purpose. Okay, 1 object will be created in the heap. S is pointing to the heap object, and 1 object will be placed in SCP. Okay, this is for the future purpose. This object doesn't have any reference variable. Okay, sir, what is the future purpose? You may ask. Will be explained in the future. Okay, after few minutes I will explain. Okay, this is, so this object I am placing for future purpose, right? Clear for all of you, right? Okay, this is same. But in this case, how many objects will be created? Only 1 object. That object where it will be created is nothing but in SCP area. In SCP area, S is pointing to that object. Are you getting? So total 2 objects will be created in the first case, but only 1 object will be created in the second case, that here SCP. But here S is pointing to heap object or SCP object? Heap object, right? Okay, this is for the future purpose. Just I am placing 1 object in SCP area. Any explanation is required? Okay, add. Case 3, take first of this one and this one. Don't take the diagrams, just only line. This one and then this. only lines. String S is equal to new string of Durga. Don't take the diagrams. Next, string S is equal to Durga. First half, second half, like string S is equal to Durga. String S is equal to Durga. Durga. Completed, right? Okay. Now here the theory. In this case, first half here. In this case, two objects will be created. In this case, two objects will be created. Two objects will be created. Two objects will be created. Will be created. One in the heap area. One in the heap area. One in the heap area. And the other is in SCP. And the other is in SCP. SCP. What is the meaning of SCP? String constant pool. And the other is in SCP, not SCJP. SCP. Okay. Like and S is always pointing to. And S is always pointing to. S is always pointing to which object? S is always pointing to heap object. S is always pointing to heap object. Heap object. Okay, that's all. Take this part. Take this one clearly. Diagrams now. Heap, SCP, and here one object. S is pointing to that. But here one object without having any reference. But here you may have some doubt. I will explain all those. First, complete first. Completed, right? So S is pointing to which object? Heap object, right? Next, here yard. Second half, string S is equal to Durga under that head. In this case, only one object. In this case, only one object. In this case, only one object will be created. In this case, only one object will be created in SCP. Only one object will be created in SCP. And S is always pointing to that object. And S is always pointing to that object. And S is always pointing to that object. Always pointing to that object. That object. That's all. Are you getting that? Okay, this way. So here, how many objects will be created? Only one object. S is pointing to that object in SCP area, right? Now take this diagram. Take that diagram, right? Okay, this is just example 1 under case 3. There are multiple examples I will discuss. Okay, completed, right? Okay, now, so after, I hope is clear for you people. Okay, now here see this one, observe carefully. Sir, here object creation in SCP. Object creation in SCP is always optional. Regarding object creation in SCP, always optional. First, JVM will check in the SCP area is already any object with the required content or not. If it is already there, then existing object will be reused. Okay, this is SCP. If it is already there, existing object will be reused. New object won't be created, right? So even here also same. Sir, first I will check string S is equal to Durga. First I will check in SCP already Durga is there or not. If it is there, S is pointing to that. Not there, create a new object, right? Object creation in SCP is optional. Are you getting? First JVM will check with the required content is already object present in SCP or not. If it is there, reuse existing object. If it is not there, then only a new object will be created. But this rule is applicable only for SCP, but not for heap area, right? Okay, this is in the second example, you will get much clarity about this point. Okay, add note first one. Note first one. Object creation in SCP. Object creation in SCP is optional. Object creation in SCP is optional. Object creation in SCP is optional. First it will check First it will check. Is there any object? First it will check, is there any object? Is there any object already present? First it will check, is there any object already present? Is there any object already present in SCP? Is there any object already present in SCP with the required content? Is there any object already present with the required already present in SCP with the required content? With required content. Okay. If object already present, if object already present, if object already present, then existing object will be reused. Then existing object will be reused. Existing object will be reused. Okay, next. If object not already available, if object not already available, then only, if object not already available, then only a new object will be created. Then only a new object will be created. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, this is so point number 1. Okay, so object creation in SCP is always optional. First JVM will check, is any object already present with the required content or not. If it is already present, then existing object will be reused. It won't create the new object, right? But this rule is applicable only for what? SCP, but not for the heap. At that point also continuation. But this rule is applicable. But this rule is applicable only for SCP. But this rule is applicable only for SCP, but not for the heap. This rule is applicable only for SCP, but not for the heap. Okay. So note 1 is clear. Note 2, second note. Listen this one. Sir, for which purpose I am keeping this object in SCP? For a future purpose. So sir, for the future purpose I am saving this object in SCP. But is there any reference variable for this object? No. If the reference variable is not there, immediately garbage collector is going to destroy this object or not? Yes. Because if object doesn't have any reference, garbage collector can destroy that object obviously. Is not like. But garbage collector not allowed to destroy this object. The reason is, if I saved for future purpose, if garbage collector is going to destroy this object, then where is my future purpose? Are you getting? That's why garbage collector not allowed to access SCP area. Are you getting? Garbage collector not allowed to access which area? SCP area. Garbage collector not allowed to access SCP area. Okay, this is, so even though object doesn't have any reference, it is not eligible for garbage collection if it is present in SCP area, right? Are you getting? So how it is possible, sir? It's also object, it's also memory. How it is possible? Simple. In Java, total how many memory areas are there? 5. Heap area, method area, stack area, PC registers, native method stacks. SCP concept where it will be there in the method area, not in the heap. Are you getting? SCP concept where it is present in method area, but garbage collector concept applicable only for heap, not for method area. Are you getting? By that we can able to achieve this one. SCP where it will be stored in the method area, but not in heap area. But garbage collector concept applicable for only for heap, but not for SCP. Okay, this is take a note 2. Note 2. Garbage collector is not allowed to access. Garbage collector is not allowed to access. Garbage collector is not allowed to access. Not allowed to access SCP area. Not allowed to access SCP area. Not allowed to access SCP area. Hence, even though object doesn't contain reference variable, Hence, even though object doesn't contain reference variable, even though object doesn't contain reference variable, it is not eligible for GC. It is not eligible for GC. It is not eligible for GC. Not eligible for GC. If it is present in, it is not eligible for GC. If it is present in, not eligible for GC if it is present in SCP area. Not eligible for GC if it is present in SCP area. area. That's all. Clear for all of you that? Okay, this is. So, this is the second. Then immediately ask, sir, if a carbon collector is not allowed to destroy, objects keep on creating, at certain point memory problem may be there. When these objects will be destroyed, like you may ask, sir, all SCP objects will be destroyed automatically at the time of JVM shutdown. Are you getting? At the time of JVM shutdown. Then immediately ask, sir, if it is web application, when it is going to be happen? At the time of server shutdown. Okay, this is, sir, is it recommended to shut down the server? Like you may ask, never recommended, but scheduled restarts should be required to perform. Are you getting? Every month or every 2 months once, all servers can you please restart. Is nothing but like this type of problems by default will be resolved. You know, in my project, every second Sunday, early morning at 4 o'clock, all servers are required to restart. Is nothing but it is the scheduled restart. In my previous project wherever I worked, all servers by default will be restarted, but cluster is there. Are you getting? If one server is down, no problem, second server can provide the response. First, so stop EJB1. EJB1 is nothing but my server name, my server instance. So stop EJB1 and then start EJB1. After that, stop EJB2 and then start EJB2. Are you getting right? Okay, this is because cluster environment, so even one server down, no problem at all. Are you getting? It is highly recommended to restart our servers. At least scheduled restarts are required to overcome this type of problems. Are you getting? So all SCP objects will be destroyed. When at the time of JVM shutdown. Okay, at this point also, all SCP objects will be destroyed. All SCP objects will be destroyed. All SCP objects will be destroyed automatically. All SCP objects will be destroyed automatically at the time of JVM shutdown. Automatically at the time of JVM shutdown. JVM shutdown. That's all. Are you getting the point, right? Okay, this is heap area, SCP area. Observe the difference, right? Okay, this is the conclusion for the first one. But I will use this in the second example, like add example 2. Sir, with this knowledge, I hope you people can aware. In this example, total how many objects got created? Now observe, string S1 is equal to new string of Durga. String S1 is equal to new string of Durga. First one. String S2 is equal to new string of Durga. String S2 is equal to new string of Durga. String S3 is equal to Durga. String S3 is equal to Durga. String S4 is equal to Durga. String S4 is equal to Durga. Like, can you tell total how many objects got created? Oi. Total how many objects got created? How many present in heap area? How many present in SCP area? So total how many? Total how many? Total how many? 3, 4, 6. Okay. Well, you didn't get my previous point, it seems. Otherwise, why you are telling wrong answers? Here, legend. Okay, 6. I accept. Legend this one. Now here observe. Okay, see. Here, if you observe, this area is nothing but what? Heap area. This area is what? SCP area. Okay, like string S1 is equal to string of Durga. Sir, I am creating new object. Whenever we are using new operator, compulsory a new object will be created in heap area, right? S1. String S1 is equal to string of Durga. Okay, like and for the future purpose, one more object will be placed where in SCP area. Okay, Durga, like string S2 is equal to new string of Durga. Sir, whenever you are using new operator, compulsory a new object will be created in the heap area S2, and for the future purpose, one object I have to place in SCP, but in SCP Durga already there, that's why not required to place second object. String S3 is equal to Durga, where we require to create this object in SCP. First in SCP I will check is it already there or not. Already there or not? Yes, existing object will be reused. Next, string S4 is equal to Durga, is it already there or not? Yes, existing object will be reused. Are you getting? So total how many objects got created? So 3 objects, 2 objects in the heap, but in SCP only 1 object. Now I have one doubt or one conclusion from this example. There may be a chance of 2 objects with the same content in the heap, correct or not? There may be a chance 2 objects with the same content on the heap, but there is no chance of existing 2 objects with the same content in SCP area, correct or not? First, before creating, I will check is it already there or not. If it is already there, reuse existing object, not required to create new object. Are you getting? That's why duplicate objects are possible in the heap, but not in SCP area. But anyway, take this example first. Completed, right? Take the diagrams also. Take clearly in the heap area, SCP area, there is a difference. In this example, total how many objects got created is 3 objects. String S1 is equal to new string of Durga. String S2 is equal to new string of Durga, like S3. Completed for you people. Okay. Now take a note. Take clearly. Note. Sir, just listen. Whenever we are using new operator, compulsory a new object will be created on the heap, correct or not? Okay, this is. But so there is no guarantee for SCP. It is applicable only for the heap. That's why there may be a chance of existing 2 objects with the same content on the heap, but not in SCP. Duplicate objects are possible in the heap area, but not in SCP area. Okay, add. Whenever we are using new operator, 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 compulsory a new object will be created. Compulsory a new object will be created. Compulsory a new object will be created. Compulsory a new object will be created in the heap area. Whenever we are using new operator, compulsory a new object will be created in the heap area. in the heap area. Hence, there may be a chance of existing two objects with the same content. There may be a chance of existing two objects with the same content. There may be a chance of existing two objects with the same content in the heap area. There may be a chance of existing two objects with the same content in the heap area, but not in SCP. Okay, that is duplicate objects are possible. Duplicate objects are possible in the heap area. Duplicate objects are possible in the heap area. Duplicate objects are possible in the heap area, but not in. Duplicate objects are possible in the heap area, but not in SCP. That's all. Completed, right? Okay. Now let me go for example 3. Just check your luck in this example at least. Okay. Now listen. I'm taking string s1 is equal to new string of Durga. String s1 is equal to new string of Durga. s1 dot concat of software. s1 dot concat of software. String s2 is equal to s1 dot concat of solutions. s1 dot concat of solutions. Next, s1 is equal to s1 dot concat of soft, like we have soft. Okay, now my question is system dot out dot println of s1, system dot out dot println of s2, and what is the output, and how many objects got created, how many there in the heap area, how many there in the SCP area. Check your luck. Total how many objects got created? Ayo, first forget about total how many, fix one number. How many? Wow, why are not that much confidence? 5, that's all. Total how many? Heap area, SCP area, total how many? 5, right? Excellent. Okay, in that 5, how many in the heap area, how many in the SCP area? Heap area 1, excellent. SCP area? Oh, SCP 4, heap is nothing but 1, correct? 1 plus 4 is the 5 only. 5. Okay, listen this one. You didn't get the concept clearly. Observe once again, and even I will add some conclusions also. So don't feel 5 is the answer, 1 plus 4 is the answer. No. Okay, listen. Sir, here just observe heap area, SCP area. There are some conclusions I want to talk. Listen. String s1 is equal to new string of Durga. How many objects will be created? How many? Yeah, first Durga got created s1. For the future purpose, one object is placed in SCP. So first one completed. Just because of first line, 2 objects got created. s1 dot concat of software. Sir, s1 dot concat of software. Do you know software is a constant or not? Software string literal, string constant. Now what is this one? SCP means what? String constant pool. So for every string constant, one object will be placed in SCP. So software is a constant. That's why first software will be placed where? in the SCP area because it's a constant. Next, S1 dot concat of software. Here observe conclusion. For every constant, one object is there in SCP area. S1 dot concat of software. Sir, S1 dot concat is a runtime method call. Correct or not? Runtime method. Because of runtime operation. If an object is required to create, because of runtime operation, if an object is required to create, that object will be created only in the heap area but not in SCP. Because SCP constant, but it's not constant. Because of runtime operation, an object is required to create. Because of runtime operation, if an object is required to create, that object will always place, will be placed only in the heap area but not in SCP area. That's why S1 dot concat of software, Durga software, where it will be created only in the heap but not in SCP. And for this, am I assigning any reference variable? No. That's why this object by default eligible for garbage collection, right? Okay, this is next one. Here see, string S2 is equal to S1 dot concat of solutions. Do you know, is it a constant or not? Yes. First, one object will be placed in SCP area. One object will be placed in SCP. S1 dot concat of solution. S1 is what? Durga. Durga dot concat of solution, Durga solution. But runtime method call. Because of runtime method call, if an object is required to place, where it will be placed in the heap area. That's why Durga solutions by default placed. Durga solution. And is there any reference variable for that? Yes. S2 point into that. Are you getting? Next, S1 is equal to S1 dot concat of soft is a constant. That's why soft will be placed here. Soft will be placed here. S1 dot concat of soft. What is the S1? Durga concat of soft. Durgasoft. Runtime method call Durgasoft. But Durgasoft. But this one will be assigned to what? S1. Up to this S1 point into this object. Now onwards S1 point into this object. Because the reassignment, right? Now onwards S1 point into this object, Durgasoft. SOP of S1. What the answer we are going to get? Durgasoft. Okay. SOP of S2. What the answer? Durga solutions like. So total, how many objects got created? How many? 4 plus 4 is nothing but 8 objects. 4 in the heap area, 4 in SCP area. Are you able to understand? Okay, this is. First, there is one small hint I will provide. In our program, how many constants you are seeing? Just string constant, which is there within double quotes. Here Durga one thing, software one thing, solutions one thing, soft. In the SCP only these 4 only there. Are you getting? Because it is what? String, constant, pool. That's why only these thing. If any other object because of runtime operation, that object where it will be placed only in the heap area. Is it clear for all of you? Take note. Take this example. Total 8 objects got placed, created. 4 plus 4. Completed, right? String S1 is equal to new string of Durga. S1 dot concat of software. string s2 is equal to s1 dot concat of solutions. S1 is equal to S1 dot concat of soft. SOP of S1, SOP of S2. So output also very important. First time Durgasoft, second time Durga solutions like. Maybe a chance to ask what is the following output or which is the following output like. Heap area, SCP area like. Completed, right? SOP of S1 and SOP of S2 like. Clearly what is the output by default we are going to get anyway, right? Can I complete it, right? Okay, heap area, SCP area like. That's all. Okay, now next one. Okay, that's all Durgasoft like, Durga solutions like this. Now observe, take a note here also, some conclusions. Note. Can I use the term for every string constant one object will be placed in SCP, correct or not? Okay, how many string constants are there? Four objects are there, same 4 only. Okay, add note first one. Note first, for every string constant, one object will be placed in SCP area. For every string constant, one object will be placed in SCP area. One object will be placed in SCP area. Okay, like first one. Next, second, one object will be placed in SCP area. Okay, like first one. Next, second. Okay, so have you remembered this point I covered? Because of runtime operation, listen, because of runtime operation, if an object is required to create, okay, that object will be placed where? Only in the heap, but not in SCP area. Regarding SCP area for constants, not for runtime operation created object. If every object is going to be placed in SCP, then there is no difference between heap and SCP. That's why only constants will be there in SCP, and the runtime operation created objects will be there in the heap area, right? Okay, at the second, because of some runtime operation, if an object is required to create, because of some runtime operation, if an object is required to create, because of some runtime operation, if an object is required to create, that object will be placed only in the heap area. That object will be placed only in the heap area. But not in SCP area. That's all. Are you getting? This is example 3, I hope. Okay. Now next example. I hope all the required theory we completed already. Now you have to tell confidently what is the output in the next example. Okay. Now because all conclusions I covered already, right? Now observe. Here I am taking string S1 is equal to, same example, just I am repeating with the different constants. String S1 is equal to new string of, okay, spring. String S1 is equal to new string of spring. s1 dot concat of s1 dot concat of summer, s1 dot concat of summer. Next, string s2 is equal to s1 dot concat of winter, s1 dot concat of winter. Next, so s1 is equal to s1 dot concat of s1 is equal to s1 dot concat of fall. What all these things are seasons, right? Fall, winter, summer, spring, like these are seasons. System dot out dot println of s1, system dot out dot println of s2. Are you getting? Now total how many objects will be created? Okay. Oh, good, because there is no much difference between last example and this example. Everything is the same, only constants got changed. Beyond that, nothing. Okay. Here, string s1 is equal to new string of spring. Sir, one object will be there, spring. S1 is the reference variable. Yes, and for the future purpose, one object will be placed in SCP area because it is a constant. S1 dot concat of summer. Sir, summer is a constant. SCP. S1 dot concat of summer. What is S1? Spring. Spring dot concat of summer. That's why spring summer. Are you getting? Spring summer. Next, string s2 is equal to s1 dot concat of winter. First, winter is a constant. Winter is a constant. You know, s1 dot concat of summer, spring summer. But this result we are not assigning to any reference variable. That's why eligible for garbage collection. String s2 is equal to s1 dot concat of winter. First winter here. Next, s1 dot concat of winter. What is s1? Spring. Now spring winter is nothing but like this result we are assigning to what? S2. Okay, like next, s1 is equal to s1 dot concat of fall. Sir, first fall will be placed here. S1 dot concat of fall. What is s1? S1 is spring. Spring fall. Spring fall will be placed and s1 is the reference variable for this. Are you getting? SOP of s1. What is the answer? SOP of s1, spring fall. SOP of s2, spring winter. Any explanation is required? No. Here, how many constants are there? For spring, summer, winter, fall. Only those 4. Clear, right? Okay. Take this example. Take clearly. Spring fall, spring winter, like we have spring fall, spring winter, like clear, right? Take clearly this concept. string s1 is equal to new string of spring, s1 dot concat of summer, string s2 is equal to s1 dot concat of winter, like s1 is equal to s1 dot concat of fall. These are things what you people should aware. Any explanation is required? Okay, take the diagrams also. Spring, 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 summer, summer, like spring, winter, winter, spring, fall, and fall. Clear, right? That's all. Okay.